How are you all? Welcome back to our online class. Today is Friday, 8th January 2021. In 7th class, we will be doing reproduction in plants, part 2. We'll continue with our lesson. We'll see about the flower. Did you hear till now a complete flower, incomplete flower? Today we'll study about the flower, what are the parts of it, what is why it is called complete, why it is called incomplete. A complete flower is a plant biology term that is used to describe the flower that is built with four parts: sepals, petals, pistils, and stamens. If any of these four parts, which are integral, is forming a flower, is missing, flower is called incomplete flower. Got it, children? If there is any one of the part, what are the four parts? Sepals, petals, pistils, and stamens. If any one is not there, then it is called incomplete. In order for a flower to be considered complete, it must have sepals and petals, at at least one stamen and at least one pistil. Got it? It is called complete flower. It has both male and female parts which offer reproductive benefits. The common examples of complete flowers are hibiscus flower, roses, pea plants, and tulips. Next, we'll see with the incomplete flower is defined as a flower missing any of its parts in its natural form, that is, sepals, petals, stamens, or pistil. Perfect flower are those that have both male stamen and female pistil reproductive structure in it. Many flowers we are familiar with are examples of perfect flowers such as roses, lilies, orchids, tulips, apples, cherries among them. Okay, are one of the among them. Worlds, WHORLS. What is this term? Worlds, I think we all are studying for the first time this term. Flowers comprises of four different organs: sepals, petals, stamens, and carpels, arranged in concentric circles. Arrangement of these parts of the flower is called whorls. The number and types of floral organs and number of whorls vary among plant species. A flower having all four floral parts are called complete flower. Cucumbers are insect pollinated and and these are incomplete flower. Cucumber is an incomplete flower. Separate male and female flowers are produced on each plant. Male flowers appear first and female flowers appear later. When plant first begins to produce flowers and are not setting fruit, most likely it is because they are all male flowers. We don't find fruit in it. A typical flower has four parts or whorls known as, the other parts are calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. We see in this picture the four parts of the flower are androecium, gynoecium, calyx, and corolla. Corn plant has both staminae and female flowers. Got it? Next we see unisexual flowers. Uni means one. The flowers which has only the male or the female organs are called unisexual flower. Example, the hibiscus flower, isn't it? Unisexual means papaya also. They are incomplete flowers. To reproduce, they undergo cross pollination. Examples, papaya, white mulberry, and watermelon. Unisexual flowers are coconut flowers, papaya, watermelon, cucumber, maize, white mulberry, muskmelon, castor bean, marrow, loofah, snake gourd, bitter gourd are the examples. Pumpkin, tapioca, American holly, birch, and what is bisexual flower? The flower which contains both male and female reproductive organs is called full or bisexual flower. They will self-pollinate themselves. Examples are tulip, sunflower, and lily. Hibiscus has unisexual flowers. As a plant's reproductive part, a flower contains a stamen, male flower part, or pistil, any one of it. Pistil is female flower part or both, plus accessory parts such as sepals, petals, and nectar glands. The stamen is a male reproductive organ. The 5 plant parts you need to know are stamen, stigma, calyx, pistil, colasus, a pollen sac, anther, and a long supporting filament. It consists of 4 major parts: stigma, style, ovary, and ovules. Stigma is the head of the pistil. Stigma receives what? Pollen, which will begin the process of fertilization in flowers. Style, this is the name of the stalk of the pistil. Got it? Ovary is at the base of the pistil. The next we'll see the ovules. These are the flowers' eggs located inside the ovary. Got it? Flowers are nature's way of ensuring that the plant will reproduce via seeds and carry on its genetic makeup. Many flowers contain both male and female parts called the stamen and pistil. Got it, children? Some flowers, however, contain only one male or female parts and need the help of another flower to form the seeds. Now, TS section of the ovary. In this section of ovary, there is a mass of tissues lined with germinal epithelium. Inside that, you will observe an ovum, which is a cell surrounded by one to several layers of follicular cells. As the ovum matures, the number of surrounding follicular cell layers in. See the pictures, children. Ovary, the fertilized ovule becomes a seed and the ovary becomes a fruit. Petals are also important parts of the flower because they help attract pollinators such as bees, butterflies, and bats. You can also see tiny green leaf like parts called sepals at the base of the flower. A fruit results from maturation of one or more flowers. Got it? One or more flowers mature to become a fruit, and the gynoecium of the flowers forms all or the part of the fruit. Inside the ovary or ovaries are one or more ovules where the mega gametophytes contains the egg cell. After double fertilization, these ovules will become the seeds. Each fruit starts with a flower. Then 4 separate events will take place in a sequence. They are pollination, fertilization, growth and development, and finally the ripening of fruit. First comes the pollination. We'll conclude the lesson for today with our homework. The first question is, what is complete and incomplete flower? Second question, what is unisexual and bisexual flowers? Got it, children? Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. See you in next class. Send the homeworks by 5 in the evening.